What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so it was maybe about 2 months ago, maybe about 2 months ago, or 2.5 months ago, a little while ago, when we first heard the speculation involving singer David, singer, rapper, whatever you want to call him, David. And the speculation had to deal with a former girlfriend of his, Celeste Rivas, I think is her name. Now, Celeste Rivas had been reported as missing by her mother, I believe since April of 2025, I think it was. And her remains were found, I think it was early September. And her remains were found dismembered. She had been decomposing. And I think I saw that she hadn't been seen publicly since either the fall or winter of 2024. And reportedly those who knew David or know David said that they saw someone that looked like Rivas living with him, or at least living near the vicinity, or at least being around the vicinity where he lived at. So look, up to this point, David had not been considered, at least officially, a suspect until now. Okay, so I'm looking at an article, and this article is from Complex, and the article states LAPD reportedly looking into David as potential suspect in Celeste Rivas homicide. And it says the Los Angeles Police Department has reportedly began to explore David as a potential suspect in the homicide of Celeste Rivas. On Tuesday, today, it was reported that sources close to the investigation have stated that the LAPD are indeed looking at David as a suspect in the crime. No one has yet been charged for Rivas's unaliving, and the manner of death has yet to be determined by the medical examiner. Despite the update, the LAPD has not gotten close to making an arrest. And according to the article, from a statement from Captain, I think it's Mike Bland of the LAPD Media Relations Division, he says, quote, "I can neither confirm nor deny the claims in that TMZ report. It remains an ongoing investigation by LAPD detectives." Also being looked into by the police department is the withered vocalist traveling in the middle of the night to Santa Barbara County in the spring of this year and remaining at the location for several hours. In early September, the remains of 15-year-old Rivas was found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by David, real name David Burke, at a Hollywood impound. Before the vehicle was towed, it was abandoned on a street near David's former Hollywood Hills rental property. The teenager's body was found dismembered and decomposing in a plastic bag. At the time of the discovery, David was on the U.S. leg of his tour before the remaining dates were canceled. Private investigator Steve Fisher, who was hired by the owner of the home where the artist resided, has given brief updates about his findings over the past month. Among them were heavy-duty tools that Fisher thought to be unusual, found at the home, along with the Tesla being parked in multiple spots around the neighborhood before being parked once more on July 29th, around the time David embarked on his tour. In an interview with Law and Crime Sidebar with Jesse Weber earlier this month, Fisher speculated that there may have been plans to dispose of Rivas' body and alleged the team might have had a drug overdose. A, quote, sadistic decision might have also been made, he continued, as to, quote, not expose a possible relationship between Rivas and 20-year-old David. So that is something that I thought about. I thought about that. I thought about, there was a possibility that the reason why they may not have reported the overdose is because that would have revealed certain things. Number one, this girl was reported missing for, I think, months at the time. Or wasn't she been reported missing since April of last year? I've been April of last year. Whatever the case may be, she'd been reported missing for a long time. Why is she in your home? I'm just speculating here a little bit, right? And if she had overdosed, what were you doing with this girl? And of course, people are going to be wondering, why is an underage girl who might have been 14 at the time or 15, why is she with you who is 19 or 20 years old? So to cover up the relationship and to cover up the circumstances involved in the relationship, if she did have a fatal drug overdose, they wanted to get rid of the body. That sounds somewhat plausible. It does. And, that obviously is still a crime. Desecration of a corpse. And if you allowed the person to, well, it's just so many different things involved in this situation. Even if he wasn't the one that unalived her, just being in that situation, conspiracy, like I said, he likely had help disposing of the body. There's still a lot of laws being broken here, even with that situation. So, I mean, look, man, at this point, all signs point to him at this point now. Let's be clear about that now. All signs do point to David at this point. My best guess is, like I said, I haven't really been following this case the last couple of months. I kind of got into it for a little bit, like maybe back in September, but I kind of stopped following it. But my best guess is they're waiting on the toxicology. I don't think they got everything back yet. I think that stuff can sometimes take up to 9 weeks. So I'm assuming they're still waiting on that, I guess. But I guess once they get more things back and they look in the manner of death and other things, I think that's when you're gonna see them make arrests. But yeah, this thing is pretty much going the way that we kind of thought it would. And it's unfortunate, man. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.